And we'll start with the Energy City Cactus Rats. Of course, it was their first season in the league last year. Full of adversity, I would say, if I'm speaking from an outsider's perspective. But they handled it pretty decently. There was a lot of stuff going on, a lot of road games, of course, as their home stadium wasn't quite ready. But Joe, give us an update as much as you can, because I know that they've put out some news as of late. Give us an update as much as you can, and then just give us an outlook, your initial outlook on the season for the Energy City Cactus Rats.
Yeah, my understanding with the Energy City Cactus Rats is that they have a stadium. The question is whether there's going to be fans in the stands going into their home opener June 6th. As it stands, the field's in good shape. They're really trying to get a game in at last year against Fort McMurray. There's still a construction zone in the area. There's still parking lot to be paved. There's still on-course needs to get done up properly. And so there's the team itself says that they have some news to come in terms of when they're going to be allowing fans in, but it sounds to me like there's going to be a bit of a waiting period, so to speak, before we can actually get some fans in the stands at the new Energy City ballpark. In terms of the team, you spoke to Dell. He's a pretty energetic, pretty young squad, if I look at it right. They've got a lot of young guys. Trey Knott comes to mind. They have a couple of kids who played at academy and just finished out their first year college. They've got a pretty energetic crew. That's really missing in my eyes is right. Timo Aracena is no longer there. He's graduated. So who kind of takes that mantle? Are there some guys in the periphery there that might be able to take the bull by the speak with Cactus Rats and get them to play some baseball? So I think that's going to be the big challenge for them is will they be able to find some momentum with no fans in the stands if that's the case for their first games at home? And then beyond that, how can they gel?
Yeah, for sure. Ian, is there anything you want to maybe add to that just in terms of the team itself?
Yeah, well, actually, just on the situation with the stadium, so the field of play, we've been told that will be ready to go for the players, and end of June is what the team has announced thus far in terms of the earliest that fans might be able to get in there. So we'll stay tuned on what to see there. I think Joe pretty much nailed it. They're going to miss a guy like Timo Aracena a lot. He did a lot for that team last year, and they lost some pitching as well that did well. But that's the one thing with this league, there's new guys coming in that we don't necessarily know a lot about, and we can't necessarily translate from which conference they're coming from, what kind of success they're going to have here. But we'll see what we can expect from them.
Yeah, for sure. In talking, like you guys mentioned, talking to Jordan Blundell in the coach's preview, he seemed pretty. You mentioned the word energetic or energized. He seemed pretty ready to go. I think after last year, a 20-32 record for that team last year, and there was a lot of adversity. There was road games. There was games that they tried to reschedule and didn't. We don't have to get into all those details. The end of the year was crazy, a crazy finish. Like you mentioned in our early chat there, Ian, it seemed like Brooks just did enough to get by and kind of squeezed out Energy City and Fort Mac right at the end. But it seemed like, had things gone differently, had they had a home base, had they had these different things, we can't look back in hindsight and say that things might have been much different, but they did go through a lot last year. So I'm guessing the energy that Jordan Blundell is feeling is just hoping that, having a home base might alleviate a few things. Might let them focus a little bit more on coaching and baseball and not so much logistics and behind the scenes stuff.